welcome back. This may be a comparatively short video, but at the end of this chapter on Silent Hill 2, I wanted to take one final look at the town itself that we visit in this installment, because I would argue that its depiction and role in Silent Hill 2 is somewhat different from other games in the series. To me, this version of the town feels like a cruel game master that calls certain people into its realm and forces them to undergo a journey through their own mind.
This town called you too!
It's like a living, conscious theater stage that constantly rebuilds and rearranges itself based on the psyche of those that enter the spotlight and manifests a theater play, if you will, from their unconscious minds. Sometimes tailored to one person, sometimes combining the minds, emotions, and memories of several actors on the stage into a kind of intersubjective space. In other words, this place is not only a stage for the actors it summoned and for the audience in the form of the player. This place is also an actor, author, and manipulator itself. It's an uncanny space that has people act within it while acting on its own and reacting to them. Granted, in the other games, the town also often feels like it's watching you, even mocking and psychologically tormenting you.
Daddy, help me.
Cheryl!
Or manifesting things from your character's psyche. One example of the latter would be this wheelchair in Silent Hill 3, or the figure of a child and its mother that appear in front of Heather also in Silent Hill 3. But in those games, these things are much more tied to the cold, to the other side, to Alessa's nightmare spilling over into reality, and to the strange gods that seem to exist in the town of Silent Hill. Whereas in Silent Hill 2, you mostly just have some vague hints about the town's occult past, while everything else feels a lot more personal. Furthermore, considering how the town confronts people with their past and punishes them for their sins, we're reminded of the concept of purgatory. In this regard, it's also possible to view the town as depicted in Silent Hill 2, not as a real place, but as a kind of mental purgatory that its characters undergo in the moment of their death. This idea is also picked up in an essay by Ewan Kirkland in which he writes, quote, Silent Hill 2's often surreal and expressionistic landscape is strongly connected with the protagonist's mental state. Various impossible and unsettling objects, spaces, and characters, a tailor's dummy dressed in Mary's clothes, graffiti addressing James by name, and a grave featuring the protagonist's tombstone into which the player must leap, suggest that play exists in a psychotic zone constructed from the wife killer's guilty conscience, a post-suicide hallucination nightmarishly combining James' most intimate and distressing memories, or a grisly purgatory in which other dead people also relive their darkest moments. Quote end. Fittingly, the book Ghosts and the Japanese by Iwasaka Mitsuko and Barrett Tolkien mentions a certain belief that can be found in Japan, namely the belief that when you die, your ghost can stay in this world for a while before you eventually move on to the world of the dead. And if you have committed any sins during your lifetime, then your spirit may have to face some kind of judgment and punishment before being allowed to move on to the world of the dead. It's certainly not impossible that this belief also influenced the depiction of Silent Hill in this game. Finally, Doris C. Rouge, in her essay Staring into the Abyss, a close reading of Silent Hill 2, interprets the journey through Silent Hill as a, I quote, metaphorical representation of a psychotherapeutic process, specifically one that deals with coming to terms with overwhelming guilt, which is certainly a fitting idea as well. In the end, I can only repeat what I said earlier. The town of Silent Hill in this game is a place somewhat different from the other entries, but just as fascinating in its own way. It's a complex and uncanny space, and the fact that the journey through this town is a deeply psychological and often symbolic one means that there are many ways to interpret the experience. In a way, it's not just the fictional characters who might experience something vastly different depending on who enters the town, because ultimately the same holds true for the players as well. And this is where I will conclude this video, which means that we have almost reached the end of this entire video series, but there will be one more video for you in which I will take a final look both at Silent Hill 2 and at everything else that I have discussed in this series. A kind of summary, so to speak, but also a farewell. I hope to see you there, and as always, take care and goodbye.